thank you all for coming. There's quite a few people in the attendees with us, joining us, so thank you so much. And welcome students, and welcome Harry, and let's kick off our Winter Show 2020 online. We've got a marathon ahead, so I hope you've got some refreshments and things to keep you going. So a very warm welcome to everybody. I'm just going to read off some notes that I've got here, and then I will just open it up to Harry for a few minutes. So I'm just going to talk briefly about the event, and then I'm just going to talk briefly about how we got here. And my cat is going to keep jumping up on the table. So due to the pandemic, this year we are online. Last year we were in the fantastic Edward Davids building, spreading around the School of Art in the evening, drinking wine, talking, hugging, and feeling each other's energy. And this year we're sitting in little boxes in our own little spaces, but hopefully we can spread some energy and move into Christmas with some spirit. This follows on from the success of last May's Freedom in Isolation 24-hour live stream that we did. There was a kind of beautiful, natural chaos to that event. That was at the beginning of all this Zooming and Teamsing and all these kind of conferences that I'm sure, conferences and events that I'm sure you've all been going to. I certainly have. Mm-hmm. So now we've got some tighter competition to work alongside. At that point, we were allowed to be kind of chaotic and raw, I think, but I'm sure this event will also have a chaotic, raw nature. So the work that you're going to see has been made over the last 11 weeks by 16 students. The students are from years 1, 2 and 3, and I've been teaching them in mixed groups. So they've been working alongside first, second, third years, which I think has been really nice. The work is coming from creative arts students and interdisciplinary practice students. So the creative arts students also take modules in theatre and scenography, film and TV, creative writing and fine art. And the interdisciplinary practice students are coming from fine art and art history. So we've got a really wonderful range of interests, of skills, of approaches, and of perspectives, which is what makes this module so wonderful to teach. So this programme is about 7 hours long. Please be lenient with us with the timing. It's quite hard to plan, and obviously with glitches and lagging and bumping and jumping, who knows how long this will end up being. Feel free to come in and out, to drop in and out. Obviously, that's what we expect. So we thought instead of trying to cram everything into an hour, we'd make it 7 hours so that people could come and go. We've also broken it up into episodes, sort of 2-hour episodes, so that you could maybe just join 1 or 2 episodes. You can also view the Creative Arts Online Studio website, which I hope you've picked up a link to in any of the promotion that you've been sent. That's where you can see all the students, or most of the students, working online as in a kind of notebook form. That's been a new thing this year, which has worked brilliantly. So I've been able to track and keep in touch with what the students are doing, and they've been able to look at what each other are doing. So it's been a genuine kind of studio experience, but online. You can also view this live on Facebook. It's on our Facebook page, the Winter Show Facebook page. You should have that link somewhere too. So during this 7 hours, you're going to have an opportunity to do a few workshops. One will be Nidhi's workshop, which will be about 3:15, I can't remember, 3 o'clock, I can't remember what time. And she's going to talk you through how to print with natural materials, how to make pigments with natural materials and paint on leaves and do some printing. And then the second workshop, or the one before that, will be Leo's workshop, where she's going to take you on an audio video walk. Now for that one, I don't know if you're all living where you're living, what the weather's like. Certainly in Aberystwyth, it's a rainy day. So for that one, you can either go on the walk with the audio coming through live. Is it coming through live, Leo?
It's pre-recorded. I'll go into this in my
so you'll either. So where did they get the link for that then, Leo?
I have a presentation that I'm going to show to introduce it, and I will. So you can either just like scan it on your phone, or I'll send the links.
Fantastic. So she'll give you the link, and then you can either go on the walk yourself in Aberystwyth, the actual walk, or take a walk where you're living and just listen to her leading you round her walk in Aberystwyth, or simply stay in the warm and dry and watch the walk as a video. So she's given you lots of options there. And then the third workshop is just the idea that you might have with you a paper, a sketchbook and a pencil or a pen or whatever kind of mark making material you want, and just kind of draw your way through this journey, unsighted or sighted, and then share with us the drawings at the end. We haven't quite worked out a way for you to share those drawings yet, because we realised you can't post on chat, but maybe actually attendees can post on chat. Let's see how that goes. But that would be really lovely if you were to draw your way through this event. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say there. I also want to say, please do add to the chat so that we know that you're there and that we feel that we're not all alone and talking to ourselves. Students, I just ask you to stay as still as you can during these panel discussions, and then obviously you'll disappear and you can do what you want and talk and move once your videos are off. And we'd be delighted if you could join us at the end around 7:45 for the big panel discussion, which we're really delighted to have Harry Hauser with us for that. He's with us now at the beginning and is going to drop in and out. And then also Kim James Williams will be joining us for that. So we're really delighted to have some guests with us. It makes it seem much more connected and contextualized. So now, as quick as I can, I'm going to just try and put this exhibition into some context. So this semester, I introduced the topic, theme, and concept nature, which is huge, intentionally huge. So all the projects that you'll see today are explorations and meditations on this subject, the way that the students have chosen to interpret that subject. So each semester on this module, I introduce a topic, theme, and concept via the Documents of Contemporary Art series published by MIT Press and the Whitechapel Gallery. They're books that are made up of lots of essays and artists, conversations with artists, etc. So in the lecture in week 2, I presented a brief but intense journey through nature, explored through a wide range of media: video, commercial film, dance, theatre, sound art, literature, drawing, painting, and photography. We listened to Ludwig Berger's audio recordings made from deep within a glacier, which I know inspired Isaac particularly. We watched Scottish artists Simone Kenyon and Lucy Cash's film How the Earth Must See Itself, based on Nan Shepherd's exquisite book, written in and for the Cairngorms. I know that Sally responded positively to that and has the book. We watched David Lynch's intense and deeply moving film, The Elephant Man, which I know Dan particularly responded to. We watched Cormac McCarthy's The Road, the film, the adaptation of his amazing book about the apocalyptic end of the world. I showed a scene from Alejandro Gonzalez's film, The Revenant, We watched Leonardo DiCaprio cut out the steaming guts and organs of his horse and crawl inside the carcass to survive for a night in the wilderness. We watched Ori Gerst's slow motion explosion of a vase of flowers, which I know inspired Nidhi particularly. We watched Greta Alfaro's uneasy yet compelling film of vultures descending on a table of food in the Spanish desert. We watched James Whale's Frankenstein, Manu's Nosferatu, Jan Schwankmayer's Faust, Joseph Beuys, Pierre Huyghe, Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, and Pina Bausch and her adaptation of Orpheus. So it was a fantastic array of inspiration, confusion, and chaos that they all then responded to. So I wanted the students to think about nature in its broadest terms, the nature of us, the nature of the human, animal and plant consciousness and our relationship to each other, the nature of order and chaos, the nature of systems, the nature of time, as well as the natural environment and of course the climate crisis. During the presentation, I asked the students to write and draw their stream of consciousness, unmediated responses to what they were thinking and feeling. And then we put these drawn and written responses on white A4 paper and black Sharpie all over the walls of the studio. And I thought this was particularly wonderful as these responses developed and built up to fill the walls. It reminded me of the film A Beautiful Mind, except hopefully there wasn't the same level of madness in the room. And then during, what else? So during the 11 weeks, we've also done a series of 5 group workshops, which was called Nature and the Acorn. And this started with the students finding an acorn and planting it. And so they've grown, this semester we've grown our own trees. We've got 2 little trees growing. Farah's and Anna's have made it out of the acorn and up into the light, which is really exciting. So we're just willing and hoping that some of the others make it too, so that we can make a creative arts wood. You can see documentation of these workshops on the online studio. And we had Anna's clay construct video workshop, Mayu's secret paper column installation, Anna's collective compost, Amy's face mask silent public protest through town, and Veronica's collaborative tree leaf painting, which Nidhi has developed for her workshop today. So as well as doing those workshops, the students have developed their own individual self-led projects, and that's what we're seeing today. And what's been really beautiful about the last 2 weeks is that we've had time to tweak and really get close to the work that the students are presenting. What else do I want to say? Also, I want to thank the event management team. The students have done the promotion for the exhibition, the design, and worked together to bring some of this together. So thank you. And now I'm just going to hand over to Harry for like literally a minute or 2 minutes to just kind of say what you've seen and yeah, say what you want for a couple of minutes.
No, I just wanted to thank you for Miranda for letting me join you. As I was saying earlier, I've been teaching adaptation this semester and looking into landscape, and I ended up with recycling and renewal, and I really feel this is so relevant to not only to my teaching, obviously, but also to what's going on now. And here we're dealing with this technology, and we're feeling maybe struggling to connect. But what you've been doing in your practice is connecting, reconnecting to nature, and it's really thrilling, exciting to see this kind of work at this very moment. And I'm very much looking forward to the panel discussion, and I wish you all the best for today.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you very much.